Hello and welcome to the show. We are here today on BeamNG Drive with a challenge. This is a scavenger hunt. Along the lines, we did one with the pigeons, we had to crash into the pigeons. It's kind of along those lines, although some tweaks to it. In fact, this kind of variation was suggested by Pegam when we were filming the last one. The idea is simple. Dotted around the map are some trailers in sometimes awkward positions, like, for example, this one in the middle of a skid pan. We are each going to have to race around and collect all the trailers, bring them back to the car park that we started in. However, the trailers, well, they are of varying weights. There are some heavier ones. Generally, the further away you go, the heavier they are. They're in slightly awkward positions, for example, in the middle of the skid pan. And, well, there's another choice you have to make, because all of the trailers, as you might have been able to see, have got a sort of hitching point on the back, so you can daisy chain up as many as you can. It's not easy collecting multiple ones, but it can be done. So you're going to have to pick and choose your car to do this. You've got 0.2 in terms of power to weight ratio, and it has to be two-wheel drive, and pick your route through the course to try and win. I will be up first. In fact, my turn to be drawn first on this one. I've gone for an SBR4. My theory being, it is rear-engined. It should hopefully, and I mean we are hopefully thinking here, give it some traction so that we can get going when we're pulling the trailers as a two-wheel drive car. And it should have a decent amount of power and all of that. We're going first of all for the trailer in the skid pan. If we can line this one up nicely, that's actually gone surprisingly well. Through this, we'll just let it head back towards the trailer. My thinking here is, we saw last time when we did this with the pigeons, there was a lot of cars DNF'd. If we could actually get moving, that would be good. We saw a lot of problems, so I'm trying to keep things simple here. If we can get the car out of the water, which we do, just do one trailer at a time. Now, it's going to mean the journey, we do a lot more distance, but we're going to hopefully spend less time messing around. We're going to hopefully spend less time having to deal with the trailers. It's theory. It's a theory. It should hopefully be solid. In fact, going this way is a little bit risky, because we know what Beam's like, and a grabby curb could have easily punctured a tyre. Thankfully, it did not. We will run to the sofa one next. It's not the best parking I've ever managed to do to connect it, but there we go. Well, I say it's fine. The trailer is on the back now. We don't really want to go through the water itself unnecessarily here, so we'll make sure we make the turn sort of nice and tight so we can run up the side section and head back towards the parking zone, whatever we want to call it. Other thing we've got to be a little bit wary of is the trailers do sometimes seem to have a mind of their own. They kind of wander. If we dump a trailer and it wanders out of that finishing zone, we've got to push it back in. Careful, SBR4, don't want to go for a spin. Well, this bit here is slippy and slidey. Now we do need to get the trailer out of here. Getting to it's not a problem here. It's the getting going again that is going to be the slight issue. Oh, come on. It's just no traction. There we go. We've got it out. Yeah, the SBR4 is it's not bad. It's doing okay getting it going. I'm hoping / expecting some other cars to have more if we're having that many problems here, there's probably going to be some other issues as well. So that is trailer number 3 deposited. We now have got to go further. And this is the bit that I say just kill this strategy a little. There's quite a lot faffing backwards and forwards to the heavy trailers. We will go for I'd like to say it was perfectly planned. There's been an element of luck with these sort of bounces and these spins, and we've just happened to end up facing the right way. We can go between the trees, and we can take whatever route we want through here. We've got to be a little bit careful that we don't, lose the trailer, we don't flip or cause other issues for the vehicle as we will head back to the finish line. We can deposit that one that is having a little bit of a wander. No, we're not. Don't need you now. I've pushed you off course. It's gone slightly worse. Could you please stop, trailer? There we go. It's got a little bit of going. It's rolling back slightly. That should be fine. There's a slight celebratory donut that wasn't required. Never mind. I swear I've mostly come to a stop for that one, but no, it wanted to go and have a little bit of a wander. That has cost us some time. That is not ideal on this. We will... It's not ideal. It's not the worst thing that could have happened in the world. We're heading towards... I think this is the heaviest trailer down at the bottom. We have not done a good job of making that turn at all. Hopefully we're close enough. We are. There we go. Come on, SBR4. You can figure out how to pull it. Yeah, there is a lot of weight in the trailer here as we get up the hill. Again, it's nearly a 300 horsepower sports car, and it is struggling to climb the hill. That's how much weight we have got attached to the back of it. And then we've got one more trailer after this. I don't know. I don't think this is going to be the quickest run. Whoa, the trailer wants to overtake us. I don't think it's going to be the quickest of runs, but the hope is consistency. We'll spin that around. Hopefully it stops and doesn't wander away. It looked like it was wandering a little bit. We will come back and deal with that later if we have to. The final trailer is just outside. It has wandered. Final trailer is just outside of the area. Oh, that's not a place to lock up the brakes. No, 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 no. It's a little clonk. Could have been worse. It's, yeah, not ideal. Okay, ooh, that's a big oversteering moment as well. I'm going to blame the damage on the car, but I don't think it was. I think that was more my driving. We will get it into here. How fast can this go in reverse? Surprisingly fast, actually. Although it is difficult, of course, to go quickly in reverse. We have royally beans this. I mean, it wasn't doing great at this point anyway. But this has not helped. The final trailer, and now it's managed to stall. Come on, car. There's a little bit of a clonk as well. We've got the final trailer connected. Yeah, now it's got to head back. It's got a little bit of right. I mean, we were struggling a bit up until this point, but it was at least gone fairly smoothly. This has not gone so well. Oh, car, maybe not so happy about everything that has transpired here. We will head towards the finish line. I think we're going to have to nudge a trailer back into the finish zone, aren't we? Yeah, we are. That one's had a bit of an adventure on its own. Come on, we can do this. We can go and give it a bump and clonk. That will do, and then parked. We're finished. There was a small crash, a small stall, and a bit of wasted time. We can have some celebratory donuts, but we made it. It could have gone worse for us, is, I think, the takeaway from this. Up next, we have got Amy. They are driving the 800 series Ute, which, I mean, is an interesting choice of vehicle. Is a cool car. Has got some weight in the back to make the power to weight, and I think also to give some traction over the ridges. That is very, very keen to fall over. Now, tyre choice was open for everybody. You could go on slicks if you wanted to. I don't know whether this one is. I'm going to kind of partially guess that it might be, because it seems to want to go up onto two wheels. But of course, the downside of slicks is you're going to have to deal with this skid pan on them, and they're not going to really like it. Oh, that was a little bit too soon before that was hooked up. There we go. Now it has got a trailer on it, though it is, I guess, the plus point of slicks is it does at least seem to accelerate the vehicles away. So, going for the trailer that's out of the way first. Sensible enough as an idea. You know, you can't really do much. Oh, don't hit the wall there, Christ. You can't really do too much fancy with this one here. It's yeah, you can't. Nothing special is going to happen. That is deposited, and that does seem to be stationary. Now, will the 800 series find a way to fall over? That is quite possible through this, as we're going to bounce around over the grass, heading towards the next location. So the sofas are being, or the chairs are being picked up first. Sure, why not? Will the 800 series head straight back, or are we going to see? I mean, there are likely to be varying strategies. I have a suspicion we may well be going to try and grab this next one. Yep, there is. So there's a little bit of a faff. To get trailers to connect to trailers, you have to tab to the trailer and then sort of ready it for a connection. So yeah, it's not the easiest thing to do, and then there's going to have to be a little bit of lining up. Trailer maneuvering has been good enough. There we go. It's there. For some reason, the trailer hitch isn't showing up, but it is there. The 800 series has dragged itself out of the water quite well, actually. It has got itself out of the water nicely. Will run up towards the finish line with two trailers. Yeah, and if you can do things efficiently, you do save some time. It wasn't as much of a trouble as I thought. The trailers were moving slightly, but they have since calmed down. Yeah, I was hoping, well, definitely if we're going to stand a chance, hoping for more trouble for vehicles. All right, we're now heading towards the heavier trailers down this end. Are we going to have two? We have two of the really heavy trailers put together. That's brave down here. It looks like, well, if they're heading this way, the only reason you'd be going down here is to connect it to the other one of the trailers. There's a little bit of tabbing around. Oh, the car. Bit of tabbing around, and while you're trying to sort out the trailer, you lost slight control of the car. Right, now we're going to have to do some steering manoeuvre. That's not really the angle wanted. Might still be able to do this, though, nicely. Yep, that is well done. So now two heavy trailers are coming up the hill. It doesn't look spectacular, however, so far looking pretty good in terms of time. We've got one more trailer to get. It's in a little bit of an awkward position. However, there's a lot of snaking going on. You don't want to have an accident while pulling this lot behind you. However, we are up across the finish. Well, not across the finish line, sort of into the area. The trailers are having a wander. They have been stopped and they have now been pushed backwards. I think that might have actually done things a little bit worse. Those trailers seem to be wandering, but I guess we'll come back and see whereabouts they are. One more trailer to go into the sort of skid pan area. Connect that one. Oh, we'll always struggle a little bit to get going. However, that one has been hooked up. Now we run towards the finish line, across the grass, make sure the trailer's bouncing, make sure it doesn't roll the trailer yet. Those did escape. Two of the trailers have gone for a wander, so they're going to have to drop off that one and go and collect the others to bring them back. Yeah, a little too much momentum was imparted into that, because they like to go on their own adventures sometimes. And there we go, the 800 series is across the line and stopped. Oh. It was much quicker than mine. It was much quicker than mine. Amy had no issue collecting the various trailers. Didn't have an accident as well. Is always helpful. Impega is up next. They have got the Lansdale, the minivan. Now this one is front-wheel drive, which is an interesting choice. I mean, you've got weight over the front, the engine, front engine, front-wheel drive. You've got weight to hopefully help with traction. I fear it may struggle getting out of the water, but we'll have to wait and see. It is relatively neatly done for this first trail. But it always looks a little bit clumsy, right? It's always a little bit clunky getting these connected up, especially as we're going to be heading towards the next one. We are going for similar routes so far. Well, similar idea. We've got the sofa trailer. We're going to go with the plank trailer in the middle of the skid panel. That's quite painful. It doesn't really move. This is an approach. That's not quite the angle you wanted there. Not quite close enough to get the trailers to hook, although that's nicely reversed. And that will work. Can minivan get going? It's trying to find the shortest route possible. It's all the wheel spin in the world. But the van is out. There is a lot more traction out there on the dirt and the grass. It will bounce and wobble its way up towards the car park. Nicely done for the first trailers, for the first score, if you will, from this lot. And make sure they're stopped, because they don't always like staying put. They are deposited, and we are off. Okay, we're out to the secondary location. Okay, fair enough. As I said, this one here, you're going to be doing it on its own. There's not a huge amount of other ways to do it, so sort of why not? Are we going to see a handbrake turn from Impega? Oh, yes, pretty good, actually, pretty good. A little bit of a bump. Thankfully, if you sort of press the connect trailer button quick enough, even if you bump it away from you a bit, it tends to kind of get, actually, magnetically attracted back towards you. But yeah, you'll get away with it. It shouldn't get fired too far, especially there. Oh, that's very close to the wall. A lot of understeer from the front-wheel drive. Yeah, on-power understeer is going to be a concern. I mean, we've got 300-ish horsepower, I would presume, in the minivan. I'm going to expect it to be heavier than my SBR4, and we had nearly 300, so that's where I'm getting that number from. Right, we have got 3 more trailers to go for. Impega is... what are they going for? Oh, that's a clever strategy. That's actually really clever. Bump it forward so you don't have to try and put the power down coming out of the water. Connected it up to the... that's very clever. So that is a good way to get hold of that trailer, because you don't have to deal with the incredibly low speed traction zone. We are going for now the heavy trailer. It's once again nicely lined up, and that one there will be connected. Now just the minivan. Just a downside. However you do this, you're going to have to. Oh, that's struggling. Putting it. Come on, there's a lot of wheel spin. Whichever way you get out of here, because the heavy trailer is the bottom. That's really struggling to get up the hill at the moment. Whichever way you go, that's got to go up quite a steep hill. And sure enough, Lansdale was struggling a bit with these two. Maybe it would have been better to save the heavy one for on its own with this as we head. Oh, don't hit the post. That would be disastrous way. Although it's not looking like it's going to fall over, at least around here as we come up towards the car park. This is looking close, actually. Not for me, but between Lansdale and Amy, the trailers were moving a little bit. Didn't have too much momentum. Impega is, well, across the skid pan. Going to go between the trees. That's one way to do it, I guess. Sure. The final trailer is down here. Got about 20 seconds if you want to. Ooh, it's not a bad handbrake turn. Get that trailer hooked up. Indeed it is. The minivan will fire away. I don't think it's going to quite have the straight line speed to get back in time, but it's going to be close. We're through the trees again. Seems a little risky going that way, but everything is fine for Impega. It's not quite going to make it in terms of the time. The trailers have stopped moving at least, and the Lansdale is across the line and stopped. Oh, well, there we go. That's it was a good run. Up next, we have got a Lado driving a D-Series in this. It is a Julie D-Series, which maybe not a terrible choice in terms of, again, trying to put down power. From a two-wheel drive vehicle, trying to get that power down to the road, especially in these sections we go in. No, we're not going for a bumping on the trailer. We're going for as close a return as possible to try and get the thing hooked up. Yeah, I think that the bump strategy, very good. It's difficult to pull off, and it would be very easy for it to go wrong. Like if you bump it too far, it goes off course. You could end up really being stuck and faffing around. But yeah, you can see the time difference. So now Lado's got to, of course, tab to the trailer. Basically get the trailer prepared to be connected to the next one. You can kind of do it while the vehicle's rolling downhill, which I think is what's going on here. Is it ready? We got the D-Series. The vehicle is back being driven now. I'm going to go for a little bit of reversing. Slightly overshoot on this one. A little bit of slow speed maneuvering. There we go. That one is now connected. Lado is going a different way. Okay, we're heading out over here. Are we seeing someone trying to go for 3 here? It's very difficult to maneuver them. God, and there's a lot of weight now going to be being pulled. Although the D-Series is one of the vehicles that definitely should be able to do it. Yeah, we are going to see 3 trying to be connected at once. So the difficulty you get in doing this is not only do you've got to pull them, it's not easy to maneuver a vehicle with this, I guess, with this many articulation points. Certainly not for us who are not used to it. Lado's quite nicely lined up. It's going to be a long way to be reversing, and there's the tabbing through of stuff to get the right trailer selected. Here we go. Precision reversing is going on here. Lado's doing a very, very good job in all of this. Will that get connected? It will. Nicely done. Nicely done indeed. Right, that is 3 of the trailers there. The D-Series has got to put its power down. There we go. It's probably pulling about 2 tons additional weight behind it, and now there's lots of articulation points to cause confusion. You didn't think they were going to go for another one. Another one. Oh, it's bouncing around from the back trailer as well, which is not quite what you want going on, but it is nicely done as the train of trailers head up to the car park. Okay, which way is the D-Series? That's going to get dropped off there. Oh, is there a little bit of a stall maybe? Oh, there we go. Which way are we heading next? Off onto the one that's on its own. Okay, we saw it pay for a similar strategy. I'm going to suspect we'll get this one, and then there'll be final 2 more to go. Time-wise, is looking okay at the moment. The difficulty with this, and the reason I went for the whole one-at-a-time strategy was you do spend a lot of time faffing. I spend a lot of time driving. Oh, the handbrake turn. Oh, is not quite where Lado wanted it to go. It's going to work. It'll work. You get connected. There we go. We can now tow the sofas. But yeah, time-wise, it's ebbing away. It's just the faffing trying to get all the trailers lined up is costly, and it's whether you can do that quick enough to offset the sort of backwards and forwards time that you get. So the sofas, or the seats I should say, are heading up towards the car park. Oh, they've lost a cushion! Oh no, a very important aspect has gone wandering away from this. And now we'll get that one stopped, deposit that trailer that wants to have a little bit of a wander. Oh, it's jittering around a bit. Oh no, ladder's going to go back, and is ladder going back to grab it to stop it from wandering away? Yeah, it is actually fully on the roll now. He's going to have to grab it at some point. May as well do it now. Slightly, don't leave your trailer on a slight hill. Sometimes they go for their own adventures. That looks a bit better. Oh, there we go. It's dropped. Does the D-Series want to get going? It does. Oh, more precious time is ebbing away on this one. See, if you're going for a double, I'm not sure why you wouldn't pick up the trailer from the wall. That's very close to the trees. Why you wouldn't pick up the trailer from the water first and then go here? Although I guess because you'd have to turn around a bit, but I feel like any time turning around would be made up by the fact you're not having to set off with 2 trailers on the very slippery skid pan. However, I'm presuming that's the way this one is going anyway, as the sofa is connected. Now, Lado's tabbing about while the vehicle rolls a little bit towards the final one. So will the... It should be, of all the vehicles, I feel like this one here should be good enough at being able to pull this stuff out of the skid pan. It's got to have to be lined up, and I think Ladder's trying to aim the D-Series so that it can have a run towards the water. He's not going to have the time of aiming or... Oh, no, it's gone wrong. It's gone wrong. That's twisted a little bit too much. It's not going to be troubling Amy and Pega. It's going to be closer to my time in this one. Here we go. Second attempt with the connection of the trailers. That one there looks good. Indeed it is. Now the D-Series spins and spins and spins, but it will drag itself out of the water. There we go. It's on to the tarmac. It's now how fast can the D-Series go on the climb towards the finish line here. It is very close in terms of time. None of the trailers have wandered away any further. Lado is across the line and stopped up at the top. And there we go. A 5:26 for the D-Series. It was, though, at least a completed run. So, on to the leaderboard for our first part in this. It is, I mean, it's a tale of two halves, really. The battle at the front between Amy and Impega was very close. Only 7 seconds separated the pair of them. And then it was about a minute and a half back to me and Lado. They were equally pretty damn close. The D-Series and the SBR4. Different strategies were tried in this one, and, you know, massive respect to Lado for managing to get 3 trailers hooked up. But actually, it wasn't the 3 trailers that were the massive costly part in this either. It's not easy to get these vehicles to cooperate like this. My plan, trying to do each individually and avoid other issues, well, didn't help when I crashed on my own, but yeah, there were not enough problems befalling other cars for mine to be the most viable strategy at this point, which, well, a little bit unfortunate. But there we go. That is going to be it for the first part of this. We have more attempts and more strategies coming up for you in the next couple of days. That, though, shall be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.